But I marked you present each day in class. What do you need this for?
I got to hand it in. Required.
Who's requiring? It has a city seal. You work for the city?
No, I just need you to check my attendance.
Well, I need you to explain.
It's for a job I'm trying to get.
And they're asking for an attendance sheet? Look, Mr. Sanchez, sit down. If you want me to sign, you've got to explain.
It's for my parole officer. See, I was in some trouble.
I get it. So is this at the end of every week?
Supposed to be.
Here's what we can do. I'll sign all the sheets at the end of every month.
I don't think they'll take it like that.
I'm sure they'll agree to it.
You don't know parole officers, Professor?
What makes you so sure?
Well, could you at least sign this one now, and then after, you start your way?
Okay. Since you're here.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed your classes.
See you Monday.
Actually, I want to say goodbye. Today's my last day.
What do you mean? It's only been a week and a half. The semester just started.
I got to quit.
Then why'd you start? And why'd you just agree to me signing at the end of every month? You lied to me.
I didn't lie. You want the truth?
Is that going to be too big a stretch?
I don't think you'll understand.
Why not?
Because prison is a different world. Let's leave it at that. I'll see you.
How long was your bid?
18 months! Hey, wait. How come you know that word?
Bid? I just know.
With all due respect, people don't just know it. Not unless... Professor, they told me it was your first year teaching at the school, but I didn't imagine... Before you came here, were you in with the in crowd?
No, I was a consultant.
Okay, but before that, you got me curious now, Dr. Tavares. You can tell me, I'll keep my mouth shut.
You won't even tell me why you're quitting. All right, we'll do a trade. I'll tell you why I was on the inside if you tell me what's going on that you're leaving school.
You're on.
Well, I did 2 short bids. One as a teenager. I was in a clique. Do they still say clique?
More like crew now?
We went down against another clique. 2 girls were wounded. I got busted.
So you were a jitterbug? Who would have guessed?
I was all mixed up, just like you must be now. Then, about a decade later, I was a different person. The Ku Klux Klan came to New York, and our organization fought them 6 months for assault.
Qué phenomenal. A surprise and a half. I give you props, Professor.
Your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you straight. I was working at Kmart. You know the one on 8th Street and Broadway? The pay was low. But my boy, he was good with numbers. At least he said he was. So he found a way for us to move charges for rugs over to ourselves. He got caught. I had no prior conviction, so the judge gave me 18 months at La Roca. I got the streets after a year, but only on condition I come to the school.
What happens when your parole officer learns you quit? She's not going to send you back to the joint?
If I'm working, he'll see I'm okay and he'll let me keep the streets. That's what happened with a homie of mine.
So you got a job.
There may be a spot alongside my homie. He's going to let me know tonight.
Is that going to stop you from staying in school, or is there some other reason you're quitting?
No, just I'll be too busy working or looking for work. But, Professor, I'm not telling them in the office yet that I quit. That's still on the down low.
Where do you want to go with your life, Mr. Sanchez?
Before looking at that, I got to survive.
I hear you. But couldn't you make it on a part-time job and apply for financial aid
I don't
here?
think I'm financially qualified. What are you
Okay,
talking
look,
about?
I've noticed you in class. You've been paying attention, not dozing or texting. Your expression is alive. You're too smart to quit school.
I wish
You think you couldn't get through the courses?
I could handle most of them.
No problem.
Piece of cake. But there's one class, only one class that I could never get through. Not in a million years.
Which class is that?
Yours.
Something about me?
No, Dr. Tavares, don't think that. I've been telling you everything because you, like the way you talk to the class, even though it's math, like feeling, respect. And now even more since I know you've done time. No, it's me. I could never do math. That's why I have to quit. I could ace all my other subjects, but even if by some miracle, and I mean miracle, even if I get through your remedial math, I'd still be facing college math. Forget it. Ni pa allá voy a mirar.
Where'd you get the idea that you can't do math?
I don't know where, but I know. Believe me. Bruto since I was a kid. Everybody been goofing on me about it. Even my own family. I can't do simple arithmetic without my phone.
Can you multiply by 10? Like 10 times 21?
Well, yeah, you just add 0. That's 210, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's all I know. You see why I had to quit? And okay, you want the whole story? There's a girl I like in your class. Do you think I want to be a chump in front of her at the blackboard, or if you called on me with a question? All this week and last, I was scared you might do that. There's no point. Thanks for the signature, Professor. And I appreciate what you told me about yourself.
You need to take a test before you go.
I'm dropping the course. I don't have to take tests.
A quick test, one question.
How about you just give me a 0?
You have to pass the test. Sit down.
No way. So long, Professor.
You want me to take that signature back? You said you want to keep the streets. I can call the office and tell them you tricked me into signing that you had no intention of attending. I'd hate to have to send you back inside.
You wouldn't do that.
Try me. Here's the problem. How much is 1 plus 2 plus all the way to 20?
Okay.
No phone.
Why not? Yo. How much?
No paper or pencil either.
Wait, what the fuck is this? Excuse my language, but I told you, I'm a Dumbo. You dead ass? Are you giving me Einstein problems?
Suppose I help you get started. But first, I'll tell you a story.
We back in grade school?
This was in ancient times.
Actually, I like stories. Well, how did you know?
Just a hunch. There was a slave in ancient times who stole some food. So her master gave her a punishment. She had to carry a heavy load, counting pedestals each time she walked past them. First 20, then turn around, past 19, back and forth, each time one pedestal less. 18, and then 17, all the way down to 1. The only way she could stop was if she computed the total count.
I got the same problems that slave had.
Here's a way to look at it. 20. This is not working. 20 plus 19 plus, if you can see that, dot, plus 11. Now, wrap the numbers around, put 10 under the 11. You finish the next row. Come on. Come on. Put 1 under the 20 and keep going. Give it a shot. 1 under the 20, and keep going.
1 plus 2 plus
Use a dot, dot, dot to represent the numbers in between.
dot. Where's this going to get me?
Count each vertical pair. How many pairs do you have?
10? 20 plus 1 is 21. 19 plus 2. 21. Hey! 21 10 times! Yo, I don't believe. Never! You can teach, profe.
I'll see you Monday.
Well, Monday, or if my man has that camello for me, I'll come next year.
Next year?
Don't worry, profe. I'll be back. I can do this.
But I may not be back. I'm an adjunct.
Adjunct. Was that like not?
Not permanent. So if you want to make sure that I'm the profe, you better make sure you forget about that gig. I shouldn't have told him about myself. It was unbelievable. I mean, I never would have said any of that if... 9 out of 10, professors. Why so weak, friend? 9 out of 9. You know what? You're unbelievable too. Each one of us is an occurrence of a 0 probability event. Impossible? No, not really. It's like when the weather forecast says there's a 0 probability chance of rain, and then it rains. Each one of us is... My privacy. He could have found any of that information on the internet. A boy like that. A child I don't have. Otis. Already on his way to a cycle of crime and poverty. Do you know what it's like to help him to a flash of insight? That warmth! Can any money or discovery match that? So if it's such inspiring work, why do I want to leave it and go back to financial tech? Do you condemn me? You don't know what the income of an adjunct professor is like. And if you do know, you must be an adjunct. It's not a real income. I'm eligible for food stamps. Without the savings that I have from corporate consulting, I'd need food stamps. Or I can be like Mary Lou down the hall, camping out in her office. Over half the college teachers in this country are adjuncts. It's true. If I stayed, they would be the treasure of being a part of students' lives. People without half a chance, helping them grow and struggle, growing with them. Coño, an Einstein problem. And then that flash.